Hello all, welcome back to the lesson 2 of first module, and in this lesson we will cover Azure PowerShell and CLI. And if we look at the overview of this particular video, we will see what are all the PowerShell commandlets and modules, and we will have a demonstration of it. And next we will have a look at what is Azure CLI and a short demonstration of how to use Azure CLI. So many of you might be familiar with Windows PowerShell, and in this video particularly we will look at what are all the PowerShell modules and commandlets. So whenever if we want to add some capability to the existing PowerShell, let's say for example if we want to manage Azure resources, then we might need to add those modules as a part of PowerShell. So this is normally done by installing a DLL file, and we will get some of the capabilities to manage those resources. And we use commands, what we call it as commandlets in PowerShell terminology, which is the commands which is used to manage those services. So commandlets normally follow a verb noun naming convention. For example, if we want to view some of the resources, we can use combination like get module name, or if we want to create new resources, we can use the PowerShell commandlet similar to new module name. So that's how the commandlets terminology works. If we specifically look at Azure PowerShell, so this Azure PowerShell module helps in managing the Azure resources. So you can do end-to-end what we are achieving with Azure portal. For this purpose, we have a new PowerShell module called AZ module, and this module has been introduced quite recently from the end of year 2018. And the advantage of this module is that it can be installed in either PowerShell 5.1 or higher, or PowerShell Core 6. And since PowerShell Core 6 supports across all the platform, either it be Linux, Mac OS or Windows, we can bring those PowerShell experience across OS. And we can either use it as interactive mode or through scripting mode as well. So we will look at a short demonstration of how to use PowerShell to manage the Azure resources. So if you look at my PowerShell window, I am using PowerShell AZ, and first thing I am checking is the PowerShell version, so which is seen as 5.1 version. And next thing I need to do is that I need to install a module called AZ to add this support for managing Azure resources. So which is done by executing a command install module hyphen name AZ and allow clobber, and I'm forcing the module to install. Even if it is already installed, I'm trying to forcing it. So if I execute this module, it will download some of the packages and it will normally take some time to install. But since I have already installed the module in the local, I'm not going and installing it. Next thing I need to do is I can connect to this Azure account from my PowerShell so that I can run some other commandlets to manage those resources. So which is done by executing a commandlet called connect AZ account. So I can just run connect AZ account or I can pass specific tenant information and the subscription details as well. So currently I am trying to run connect AZ account, and it will prompt me for credentials through a separate pop-up window. Once I provide those right details, I will be able to authenticate, and it will select the right Azure subscription. So if you see the output, it shows my Azure account name and the subscription name and the tenant ID. Now I have successfully authenticated to Azure. Next thing is like I can do other activities like creating a resource group or creating some other resources as well. So for this demonstration purpose, we will just create a new resource group called storage resource group. So I set two variables with resource group name and the location, and I'm using a new commandlet called new AZ resource group -name resource group -location $location. So if I execute this commandlet, it will go and create a new resource group under my selected subscription. So if you see the output, it has created the resource group successfully, and it has returned a particular resource ID as well. So this is how the normal PowerShell experience will look like. And next thing we are going to look at is what we call as Azure CLI. So Azure CLI is a cross-platform command line experience which is available on Linux, Mac OS and Windows, and it can be either used interactively or through scripts. And we can use like find and help commands to check what are all the options available on that particular commands. And the format is that it starts with AZ, and next thing is that we can have to specify a group, and after that subgroups and commands as well. If you look at the sample commands in the slides, AZ is the command to invoke the Azure CLI module, and next group of commands is what we mention is VM. It mentions that we are trying to run VM related commands, and as a part of next command we pass restart. So it basically tells Azure interface to restart the VM, and we are passing the right resource group and the VM name. So this experience is through Azure CLI 2.0, and you will be able to install different packages on different OSs, and particularly for Windows we will be able to download an MSI under Azure Downloads, and once you are installed you will be able to run these commands as well. So now we have a look at how the CLI looks like. So I have opened a command prompt, and I have already installed the MSI packages as well, so I will be able to run AZ commands. So if I just run AZ, it will throw me some of the options available as well. So if you look at it, like if I want to check version, I can use AZ hyphen version, and if I want to manage account related details, I can run AZ account and all. So that's how the experience look like. So first thing again we need to do here is that we need to connect with the Azure account. So for that we need to run AZ login, which will again prompt a separate window to enter the credentials. And if we provide those right credential, it will be automatically authenticated as well. Now I have provided the right credential, and if you see, it has authenticated it, and we are able to see the output of what is the subscription name, tenant ID name, and there is an option called is default true, which means this is the default subscription whenever I try to create some of the resources. So next thing is that whenever I need to create a resource, I need to provide the resource region information as well. And if we want to, let's say want to check what are all the regions available, I can use a command called AZ account list location, and I can specifically query for the region name as well. It will provide all the regions available, and I can choose the right region as well. Next, what I am going to do here is that I am going to create a new storage account. Earlier, if you remember, I have already created a new resource group using PowerShell. Now I'm creating new storage account here using Azure CLI under that resource group. So for that I need to use command called AZ storage account create and name of the storage account, and I need to pass the resource group name, and I have to pass the location name, and I need to specify scope, whether I need to use standard or a GRS or LRS and all. We will have a look on what exactly is it when we are going through the storage account section, but at the moment just remember we need to pass scopes and what type of storage we need to create. Once we run this command, it will connect to Azure and it will provision the resources in the background. Yeah, if you look at it, it's running the command, right? And after some time, once it creates, we will be able to see both the resource group and this resource in the Azure portal. Now it has already created it, and if we switch back to Azure portal, and if I refresh the resource groups, I can see the new resource group called storage-resource group, which is created from PowerShell. And if I go into it, I'll be able to see a storage account which I have created from Azure CLI. So yeah, so that's how we can use both Azure CLI and PowerShell. So that's all for this module. Thank you.